Hello students, welcome back. In last class what we did was we did the first chapter of Beehive, the fun they had, right? And in that chapter, a quick recap, we are going to take that chapter so that all the chapters are there in your mind. Now in the fun they had was a story of Margie, Tommy, Mrs. Jones and County Inspector, and in that chapter we learned the difference between the schools that we have in present century and the schools that we are going to have centuries away, that is in 2157. The story had been set up in 2157, and we are going to get to know how the schools will completely get changed. Presently we have a building called school where several students come together and study, they share, they play, they interact with each other. But in future the schools will be at home and students won't be able to interact. Okay, the social interaction will completely get estranged. Okay, now I also told you that Margie and Tommy are friends, whereas Mrs. Jones is the mother of Margie and County Inspector comes to repair the TV or the teacher of Margie. Clear? In that chapter we studied that Margie had written a diary dated 17th May 2157, and in that diary she had written that Tommy had found a real book, and by real book we mean the books that we are using presently. Okay, and in the initial part of the chapter they have mentioned the difference between real book and e-book. Okay, what is the difference between real book and e-book? This is a very important question, children. Now real book is crinkly, having yellow pages that can be folded, having lines, and limited things can be printed, and once read they are waste. Now if you move towards ebooks, words keep on moving. Millions and millions of books can be stored in computers, and there is a place for many more, and the words keep on moving. Okay, now these and they considered ebooks are better than real books. Margie inquired what is the book written on, because Tommy had found the book in the attic. So Margie wanted to know what is there in the book, or what is the book about. Then Tommy told her that the book is about school, and Margie was scornful about the idea that what is there to write about books or schools, because Margie's school was at her home and it was next to her bedroom. Okay, so she thought that how can someone write about schools? Then Tommy told her that these are not the schools that actually they had. These were schools that existed centuries ago. He wanted to talk about schools that we presently have. He said that previously the schools were not at home, okay, and teachers were not the mechanical teachers, they were human teachers. Okay, now when Tommy told Margie everything about schools, Margie lost in the thoughts of the schools that existed centuries ago, according to her. Okay, and she thought that it must be a great fun, it must have been a great fun interacting with students, going to a building and having human teachers. In the mid there is a part of County Inspector, because Margie is not able to perform good in her geography section. So mother of Margie called County Inspector, and County Inspector came and adjusted the level of geography subject of Margie, which got geared up because of some reason, and Margie did not like that the teacher of Margie got repaired just in 1 hour, because she wanted to stay away from her teacher for some time. And mother of Margie, Mrs. Jones, believed that the students should learn regularly. Margie's television or school runs continuously except Saturdays and Sundays. And how did they submit their homework or the test papers? I told you in that chapter that they had a slot where they were supposed to submit their homework and also the test papers, and they were supposed to do their test papers in punch codes. But when the mechanical teacher started teaching Margie the fractions, right, the addition of proper fractions, Margie was not at all interested in learning that, and she was lost in the thought, and she wanted to experience the kind of schools we presently have. So this leaves us with a question that are the present schools better or the future ones? And this is an opinion based question. It depends completely on you, whether you like the schools, mechanical schools, the mechanical teachers that is a possibility we might have in future, or the present schools where there is a building called school where we go, we play, we interact, and we also learn from human teachers. So this is what we learned in first chapter. This was a quick recap of the chapter that we did in last class. Now we are going to begin with our next chapter, the first chapter of movements, that is the lost child. Okay children, the lost child. First I am going to tell you the story of this chapter, followed by the central idea or the theme of the chapter. Now in this chapter first of all is written by Mulraj Anand. He was an Indian writer. He took birth in Peshawar. He took birth in the year 1905 and he died in the year 2004. Okay, and he was highly notable. He was an Indian writer who used to write in English and highly notable to write on the lives of poor people, okay, or traditional India, right? So he was very much, he wrote excellently on the lives of poor people. Clear? Now coming on to the chapter children. Now here in this chapter we have three main characters: a child, okay, who's very young, and his parents. Clear? Now when the chapter begins children, a child is walking in a lane, okay, a narrow lane, and when he is walking, now here the season that had been described is spring. Okay, why the writer had taken the spring season? Because spring is a season of growth. Clear? And so is the child doing. The child is in his years of growth, right? And here the spring season had been mentioned. The child is walking through a narrow lane with his parents, and many people are walking. Few are on their carts and few are walking. Where are they going? They all are going to attend a fair. Okay, now they are going to attend a fair. Fair here means mela. Okay, now they all are going to attend a fair. Child is walking. Child is very much happy. He is laughing. He is walking. He is running, and he is even running ahead his parents. Okay, now when the child comes out of that lane, he notices a toy shop. And of course, a young child will always want to have toys. Clear? His eyes are stuck to that toy shop and he wanted toys. But he knew his father will never buy him a toy. But when he was walking, his eyes, he was looking continuously to the receding toy shop. The toy shop was going back, right? And his eyes had stuck to that toy shop. And he couldn't control his feelings. And he said that, I want a toy. Okay, he finally said, despite of knowing that his father will not buy him a toy, he said that, he told his father that he wants a toy. Clear? And when he told his father gave him a look, okay, a stare, and he understood that he will not have a toy. And mother, a kind-hearted mother, okay, she holds the hand of the child and tries to distract him. Okay, she tries to distract him, showing what is there in front of him. Okay, now the mother did not want the child to be sad. Okay, and she equally knew that the father will not buy a toy for the child, so she tried to distract the child. What did she do? She showed the child a mustard field. Okay. There was a vast mustard field in front of them, and she showed the child the mustard fields, and the child was attracted. He forgot the toy shop and he was attracted towards the dragonflies, the butterflies, the bees. All of them were intercepting their wings on each other, and he was really loving the sight and he ran towards it. Okay, and the mother wanted the child to get distracted and the child got so. Clear? And he was enjoying the sight of butterflies, dragonflies and bees. Okay, and then they walked further, he even saw insects and worms. Children, please keep in mind whatever I am saying, what all things he noticed in his way, because all these have a literary meaning. When I am going to explain you the central idea of the chapter, you are going to connect each and everything that the child is finding or seeing in his way. Clear? Now, previously the child saw bees, dragonflies and butterflies. When he walks further, he finds worms also. Clear? And he finds insects also. They were teaming together, they were working together, and he found them, and then the child's attention went to insects and worms. And then the parents kept on walking, and when the parents were walking and the child was getting distracted by all the things that he was witnessing in his way, what happened is mother was giving him a cautious call. Remember this word, cautious call. Okay, I'm going to tell you the literary meaning of this word too. So the mother gave him a cautious call again and again, come child come. Because the child was getting distracted by other things, mother was worried that the child should not lag behind, and she was giving him a cautious call, come child come. And child always used to hear the mother and used to move forward. Then the parents sat somewhere, and what happened? The child saw few trees. Okay, he entered a grove. Grove is a group of trees, right? He entered a group where the petals of fresh flowers, I told you it is a spring season, right? The petals of fresh flowers were falling down, and the child was trying to collect those petals. Clear? Now the child is trying to collect those petals, and he's so much interested in it. He's getting so much fascinated by the petals of that trees, the flowers, and he wanted to collect it, was trying to hold the petals in his palm. Okay, and then his attention went to a dove. Okay, and he wanted to go behind the dove. Now, can you see that the child's interest is continuously changing here? Clear? What are we seeing here, children? The child's interest is changing. Previously, first of all, the child was interested in toy shop, isn't it? Then the child got interested in mustard fields, where he saw butterflies, bees and dragonflies, isn't it? Then the child moved forward and he got interested in insects and worms. And then the child got interested in the petals of fresh flowers. And then the child got interested in dove. Okay, so his interests are continuously changing, and mother each and every time is giving a cautionary call saying, come child, come. And finally what happened was, child reached in front of a fair. मेले के सामने, okay, the child reached and saw that there were such a colorful gathering over there. When he reached there, he saw that people wearing colorful clothes were entering, it was a whirlpool, okay, as if it was moving round and round. It was such a colorful gathering he could witness, and he had seen this for the first time. Yeah? And child was so much attracted towards it, and when they were entering the fair, the child saw a sweet meat seller. Okay, sweet meat seller, the ones who sells sweets. He had barfi, he had rasgulla and every kind of sweet, right? And the child wanted a barfi. He wanted to eat a barfi, and he knew that his father will not get him or will not buy him a barfi, and hence he did not even plead for it. He did not even request for it. The sweetmeat seller was just outside the fair. And when he saw the sweetmeat seller, he wanted to have a barfi, but he did not. Did he tell his father? No, he did not tell his father. Instead, he walked on thinking that his father will deny him a barfi. Clear? Now what happens, children? The child went inside, and when he went inside, he was noticing people around. Along with that, he saw another shop of garlands. Okay, mala. So when he saw the shop of garlands, he wanted a garland of gulmohar. Okay, he loved it so much, and he wanted to have that garland of gulmohar. But when he thought that if I'm going to ask for this garland, my father will say that such things are not meant to be bought. Okay, these are not necessary things. Okay, so such things, such cheap things are not to be bought. So he did not say anything to his father. Clear, everyone? Now, first of all, he wanted toys. Okay, then he witnessed so many things. Then he wanted barfi, but he did not tell his father. Then he wanted a garland. Okay, now what happened is, when he wanted a garland, he moved forward, he saw balloons. Okay, now when he saw balloons of so many colors, purple, red and orange, he got attracted towards them. Okay, but did he tell his father that he wants balloons? No. And again he thought that his father will consider him not of the age of playing with balloons. So he did not tell his father that he needs a balloon. Clear, everyone? Now when he moved forward, then what happened is, first of all, he found sweetmeat seller at the gate of the fair. Then he found a garland. Then the balloons. Okay. Now when he went forward, he saw a snake charmer. Okay. The person who has a snake in a basket and plays a music. Okay. Now he saw a snake charmer and he wanted to listen to the music of snake charmer, and he had a cobra along with him, right? And when he saw the snake charmer and he wanted to listen to the music of snake charmer, he thought that if I'm going to tell my parents that I need to listen to the music of snake charmer, my father and mother are going to say it is not good for it is hazardous for us. Okay, it is harmful. We should not stop next to a cobra, right? So he did not again request his father that he wants to see a snake, listen to the music of snake charmer. Getting me here? Now when he moved further, children, he saw a roundabout. Okay, what do you mean by roundabout? Roundabout is a swing that goes round and round with horses on it, and you sit on it and you go round. Okay, so roundabout he sees, and there was a huge mob collected round the roundabout, and people were shouting. When they saw that the roundabout started moving, the people shouted. Okay, the people sitting on the swing were even enjoying and shouting, and he made his place, went there, and he started seeing. Okay, this time the child couldn't control his feelings, and what he did was, after observing the roundabout for a few minutes, he turned back and strongly said, I want to ride on this roundabout. I want to have a swing on this roundabout. But when he turned back and he was trying to tell his parents that he wanted to go on roundabout, what he found was his parents were not standing there. Okay, he was lost in the fair. Clear? Now when he looked back, he was so panic stricken. He was so much stressed. He was looking here and there. He was wearing a turban. His turban fell down. He was crying. Tears were rolling down his cheek. Okay, his clothes became dirty because there was mud and sand, and his clothes became dirty. He was falling. He was getting up. He was crying. His tears were rolling down, and he was panic stricken, running here, there and there, and shouting only one thing: I want my mother, I want my father. Okay, he was wanting his parents. Previously he had so many desires, isn't it? But now he wants his parents. Clear? He was running it, and now the fair that actually interested him so much, now he was not at all interested in people around. He thought that why these people are even talking, okay, for no use. Previously he was enjoying the conversation of the people also. He was enjoying everything that was happening in the fair. But now when his parents were lost, he was thinking, he was wanting his parents, and what he did was, he was searching and he was not even finding the environment pleasant. Okay, what happened? He was running here and there. Then he saw a temple, and he thought that his parents might be there. So there was a huge crowd in front of temple, and he was a young child, and he made his place between the legs of people. He wanted to search his parents. What happened was, the child could have come under the feet of someone. Okay, he was such a young child and people were rushing. You all know how the Indian temples are, how people rush towards the temples, isn't it? So this child who was so young and he was trying to make his place through the legs of the people, he could have got crushed with the legs of people. But one fine man, he bent down, okay, and picked the child in his lap. Okay, now what happened? The child was trying to find his parents in front of a temple, and there was a huge rush, there was a huge crowd over there, and the child was making his place, trying to go to the temple. A fine man saw the child, that the child will get hurt. He bent down, picked the child, and he came out with the child, and he wanted to inquire what had happened. The child cried, "I want my mother, I want my father." Okay, then what happened? Now see children, what will happen is, the man, in order to calm down the child, in order to quieten the child, what will he do, children? He took the child to the roundabout, and he said, "Do you want to ride on that roundabout?" Now the child is not interested in that roundabout. He said, "No, I don't want to ride on that roundabout. I want my father, I want my mother." Then the person took him to the snake charmer. He said, "Do you want to listen to the music of the snake charmer?" He said, "No, I don't want to listen to the music of snake charmer. I want my mother, I want my father." Then the child took him to the balloon seller and asked him, "Do you want some few balloons?" He said, "No, I want my mother, I want my father." And then the person took him to the garland shop. Now reverse we are going. Did you notice? Now the person asked him that, "Do you want garland?" He said, "No." The Gulmohar garland? He said, "No, I want my mother, I want my father." And finally the person took him to the sweetmeat seller, asking him, "Will you have a barfi?" He said, "No, I want my mother, I want my father." The child's eyes were searching nothing. The child's child wanted nothing, just his parents. And here the chapter ends. Okay, children. Now, coming on to the theme or the central idea, the age-old conversation, the age-old discussion, the understanding between parents and children. Clear? Now, in this chapter, what happens is, the child previously was, first of all, I'm going to start from beginning. Okay, and now you're going to study this chapter in altogether a different sense. Okay, now when the child comes and takes birth and comes in this world, okay, he meets so many people. Always with him were his parents. Okay, but he sees so many people. Some are cunning, some are innocent, some are trying to move forward, some are intersecting with each other, and we all saw that in the form of butterflies, bees, dragonflies. Is that clear? The insects, the worms, right? And he is witnessing. And we also saw that when we are young, when a child is young, his interests keeps on shifting. Sometimes toys, sometimes the mustard fields, sometimes the dove, sometimes the insects, sometimes the butterflies. Is that clear? So here what is happening is, a life of a young child had been mentioned. How that the child's interests are moving. Okay, the parents, sometimes they can get few things for their children, but they do not. Why? Because they want to make their child adaptable to all the circumstances around him. Okay, the toys, the father could buy a toy for the child, but he wanted to make the child understand that he cannot get everything he desires. Are you understanding me? Now when the child moves, his interests keep on changing. The mother is again and again giving the cautionary call. Children, remember, when you are young, your parents keep on telling you, come, move forward, don't do this is not right, don't lag behind. Okay, and we find it so irritating sometimes, right? The children find it so irritating sometimes, but it is the duty of parents to actually hold the hand of the child till the child is mature enough to understand everything. They keep on giving you a cautionary call, saying that you should not do this, you should not lag behind. Similarly, in this chapter, we saw that whenever the child was lagging behind, the mother was giving a cautionary call, right? Now the child moves toward the child. Imagine the child had grown up, and he steps in the world, and that stepping in the world was the fair, Mela, right? The world is like a fair where you have to go when you grow up, you have to become mature enough to earn. There also, when you become mature, your demands increase, but you every time misunderstand your parents. It is not that every time your parents will say no to you. but you think you have a perception, okay, that my parents are going to say no to me for a particular thing, as this child did. He did not even demand. When once he was denied the toys, the child did not even demand for few things, right? Now the child was wanting few things, okay, but he did not tell his parents that he wants sweets, he wants a garland, balloons, want to listen to the music and the roundabout. And he was demanding, continuously having a perception that parents are saying no for everything, not understanding that why the parents are saying no for everything. Okay, they want to make the child mature enough to understand that not everything is useful to be bought. Clear? Now finally, when the child becomes mature, okay, now the parents have to actually stop saying, okay, stop giving the cautionary calls, okay, and the child has to step in this world where of course troubles come, where he has to face the problems, where he has to cry and laugh, where he is panic stricken the way the child was without his parents. Clear? You come out of the warmth of your parents there, and you are in this world where you actually understand the life is full of struggles too. Clear? And when last the child goes to the temple to search his parents, a kind person picks him up. Maybe it's a job that picks him up. Okay, imaginary. Okay, literary meaning I'm telling you. So here maybe he finds a job, and when he gets a job, he can have the roundabout, he can have a garland, he can have sweets, he can have balloons, but his interests changes. Okay, now what happens is the child realizes I want my parents, and that time the parents are not with him. Okay, though he has money to buy everything in this world, but he is not having the warmth, the love of his parents, which he failed to understand when he was young. I'm going to tell you a small story over here, which is actually related to the theme of the chapter, children. Please understand. When you are young, okay, say start from from your birth. When a child takes birth, till the age of 5 years, the child thinks, my mother is a superwoman, my father is a superman, they can do everything for me. Isn't it? उन्हें सब कुछ आता है. They are superwoman, superman, right? Now, when the age increases, say from 5 to 10, 12, the child says, मेरे मम्मी पापा को बहुत कुछ आता है. They know much. सब कुछ से बहुत कुछ. ठीक है? My parents know quite good. Clear? And that time he is not so much separated from parents, or he does not have that generation gap doesn't arise. Now, from the age of 12 to the age of 16 or 10 to 15, 16, the child says, मेरे मम्मी पापा को आता है. ठीक है? My mummy papa knows, my mother cooks food, my father earns, so they know. सब कुछ, बहुत कुछ आता है पे आ गए हैं, right? So the child thinks my parents know. Now what happens? Now is the time of making career. Above that, 16, 17, 18, okay, 20. Now is the time of making career. Clear? And you need so many things. You become, no, not career exactly. You become mature enough. Okay. Now you want everything and your parents are saying no. Okay. Now you say मेरे मम्मी पापा को कुछ नहीं आता. उन्हें नहीं पता मोबाइल ज़रूरी है. उन्हें नहीं पता बाइक ज़रूरी है. ठीक है? Now you have come to the perception, to the assumption that your parents know nothing. सब कुछ, बहुत कुछ आता है, कुछ नहीं आता है. Getting me? Now you think कि my parents know nothing. I know everything. I am mature enough. This is the age between 16, 17 to 20, 21, right? You think that you know everything. Now after 21, 22 is the time of making career. And you move out of your house. You face struggles. Either you go for studies when your mother is not there for cooking food. Father is giving money, but your expenses have increased enough. Okay? So now you think, मम्मी पापा को आता तो था. When you are cooking your own food, when you are trying to manage your expenses, understanding things. What is it? आता तो था. They knew. ठीक है. Now getting married. Married at the age of 26, 27, 28. Clear? Now what do you think is, when you get married and you have to manage everything, you think बहुत आता था यार, मम्मी पापा को बहुत आता था, isn't it? Now when this age comes, you are managing everything. You start feeling that your parents knew everything. Now you have kids and the cycle ends. मेरे मम्मी पापा को सब कुछ आता था. Getting me here, from सब कुछ to सब कुछ, the child understands. But if we understand this, of course I told you सब कुछ आता था when you were very young, बहुत कुछ आता था when you grew up, आता है when you have a fine okay relationship with your parents. कुछ नहीं आता है is the time you are having right now, 9, 10, 11, 12. You think that parents understand nothing, that we need friends, we need mobile phones, we need bikes, we need money. You think that parents know nothing, but they know everything, right? Now when you grow again, struggling, आता तो था, मम्मी खाना तो बनाती थी, अब तो खुद ही बनाना पड़ रहा है, right? Growing more, getting married, बहुत कुछ आता था because everything you are managing, having kids, you everything. ठीक है? Why have I told you this story, this small story, children, to make your concept clear of the chapter? Till 8th class, you are answering straight questions, but in class 9, you need to answer indirect questions. Okay? You need to ask theme-based questions. You are required to ask. You are required to answer the central idea of the chapter, and you need to understand the base of the chapter, the hidden meaning behind the chapter. That's why I told you, by the time you must have got the idea of the theme of the chapter, children, of course, that it is a children and parent relationship. Clear? Now when you do not understand your parents, you keep on fighting with your parents, you consider it as a generation gap when your father and mother know everything. Okay? Now when you move forward, when you're going to go ahead, when you lose your parents somehow, you will be away from your parents. You'll understand the importance of your parents the way the child understands. You'll have everything, money, you'll have fame, you'll have success, but still that care, that love, that warmth will you will be entirely missing it. Clear? So this is a story telling us that we should understand why our parents are saying no if they are saying no, and our parents will not say no for every essential thing also, not for everything also. This is what I want to teach you through this chapter, children, the lost child. A quick recap of the chapter. In this chapter, the child was going to the fair along with his parents, okay, and when he was going to the fair, first he finds a toy shop. He wanted a toy, he pleaded for it, he requested for it, but father showed him a red eye, okay, matlab the eyes full of anger that he will not buy the toy for him. Moving forward, there were few things that I mentioned he found in his way. They were the butterflies, bees, dragonflies, worms, insects, the petals and the dove, and he was fascinated by all of them, and he kept on moving because her mother was giving him a cautionary call to walk on further. But then he reaches to the whirlpool of fair, okay, where all the people wearing different and colorful clothes, different kind of people, different attires, and he found it so interesting. He wanted to go inside. At the gate of fair, he saw a sweetmeat seller where he wanted a barfi but did not tell his father. Moving inside, he saw a garland seller, okay, he wanted a gulmohar garland, then he wanted balloons, then he wanted to hear the snake charmer, and he wanted to ride on a roundabout, and further he loses his parents, and he was searching his parents everywhere, crying, bitterly crying, panic stricken. He was searching his parents. Then he reaches in front of a temple where a fine man picks him up, and he wanted to quieten him. He wanted to calm him down, and finally, when the child was he was not wanting anything that the man was offering, and whatever the man was offering were the desires of child previously. But now here the man is just offering everything to him, and the child wants his father and mother. The theme, the fundamental idea, the understanding between parents and children. So that's all for today's lesson, children. Thank you.